Hello everybody, my name is Brid and I'm making this video to share with you how I work with my Timewaver Pro device to work with clients all over the world and send distant healing to them. I trained originally as a counselor and then a homeopath, and I discovered Timewaver Pro in 2013 and I've been working with it since early 2014. What I find is that the Timewaver Pro is able to analyze and interact with the client's energy field in a much more dynamic way than I could ever do with single homeopathic remedies. So clients usually see me once a month for 3, 4, 5 months. I use Timewaver Pro to support clients with physical issues, emotional issues, abundance, particularly when people are going through a life change. Timewaver is excellent in supporting them with adjusting to change and creating the life that they want. A session always begins with a period where we tune in to what the client wants. I work with the client to get really present to what it is they want. They first may need to become present to their current reality and what it is that isn't working, and really connect with the feeling associated with that. And then I will take them in a process to connect with their desire, with what it is that they really want and what it will feel like when that is manifest. This initial work in creating a focus statement and intention is very important when we then use Timewaver Pro to search within the information field of the client for all of those blocks that are preventing the client from having the experience that they do want. And also searching in the information field and in our databases for what supporting remedies will help the client achieve their goal. So this is what the hardware of Timewaver Pro looks like. And it's connected to a laptop, and on the laptop is the software. So the software in Timewaver Pro, as I said, contains more than 500,000 entries covering the spiritual level, the karmic and systemic level, the psychological level, information level is essences and homeopathy, the energy level, including the chakras, the frequency level, we have 21,000 frequencies that we can vibrate into a person's field after analysis. The psychological level, I'm going to show you a little bit about how organ coherence module works to analyze the relationship between the physical organs and the information field. Detoxification, microbiological level, healing remedies and methods. We have, for example, here many different remedies, herbal remedies. For example, just show you one example of many different kinds of medicinal mushrooms that are used in tincture form with clients and have been saved here inside of Timewaver Pro. Each product has had its vibrational essence recorded and then added to our database. So we as therapists can either manually add any product that we feel a client needs, or we can analyze, creating an intention statement and analyzing, and then sending into the client's field the results of the analysis. So as I said, we create a focus of intention. We write down what our intention is, what it is that we want to achieve. And having done that, we then decide which areas we want to analyze, which areas we feel may be relevant to this particular intention. We may, for example, feel that we're living out some of the karmic lessons from our own soul, but also from the souls of our ancestors. So we may want support with clearing karmic burdens, for example. We may want to work on the psychological level, supporting individual competence, self-esteem. We may want to work on our relationship so that we have greater connection to our partner, dissolving codependencies, having greater intimacy. Timewaver can also be used for partner finding. I usually choose to include the essences and find at least 3 essences that will support the client. I use homeopathy inside of the organ coherence analysis. I usually go into the energy level and look at energy dynamics, the outflow of energy, and working with deficiency. We can ask for angels. What I'm doing here is preparing for the analysis. We can work to strengthen the Merkaba, the spiritual connection. We can include Reiki symbols. For simplicity here, I'm asking for 3 of each, but we can adjust that. I usually go into the house and living section and include energetic purification, freedom from thought control, freedom from mass consciousness, healing of emotional injuries, and support for success. And when we're ready, we do the analysis. So using myself as an example, I'm going to share with you what has come up at the top for me, the most relevant few in these 45 results. The first is an Aurosoma pomander, royal blue. It strengthens sensual perceptions, helps to overcome isolation, promotes intuition, sympathy, empathy, soothes ear complaints, so lots of benefits. And any and all of these may apply to me, but there's at least one that will apply. I notice here number 4, floods. So this is in red because it's a present state and it's healing from worldwide traumata, in this case floods. So what we do is we form a nosode, which is a homeopathic remedy from a diseased state, if you like, to put it like that, so that we then balance it with its opposite. I then save this list. I run lists for 4 to 5 weeks, and I generally run them every 2 hours for 37 seconds. Next, I'm going to demonstrate really briefly organ coherence. So we use organ coherence module to analyze the relationship between the physical body and the template for health that exists in the information field for every organ of the body. And we will get a sense of which organs have got an imbalance in their regulation capacity on the energetic level. So in my case, you see 3 areas that are over-regulated: the esophagus, the bones, basically, and the immune cells. And what we do then is to create a balancing aid for these 3 organs. So this is where I use Timewaver Pro to support people who have issues with any particular part of the body. We can go into detail with any system. I want to show you briefly the meridian module. where we can scan all of the meridians in the body to find any energetic blocks in particular acupuncture points. And then we choose whichever meridians have come up slightly in excess or in deficiency. We then analyze those particularly. So I can actually feel this. And most of the clients I work with, especially with meridians, they feel the scanning. What Timewaver is doing now is finding remedies for each of these points that have come up as relevant. Timewaver is now finding balancing aids for each of these points, these acupuncture points that have come up to be showing to be out of balance. So there is so much more that I do within Timewaver Pro with clients. Energy points is very interesting. We can scan for causes. We can scan a photograph of a house, a piece of land, a part of the body, x-rayed. We can scan the picture and analyze all of the points on that picture for what needs to be healed and for the remedies that are needed. So that was a brief overview of how I work with Timewaver Pro. A little word about what people experience. So sometimes, just like with a good homeopathic remedy, sometimes in the days following the session, the client experiences issues coming to the surface. So now a few words about what clients experience after a Timewaver Pro session ways. But sometimes there is what we call a healing crisis, where the symptoms come to the surface, they feel more acute, and then they ease off and disappear. Even emotional issues can come to the surface. And I say to clients, remember that these programs, if you like, that have been in your system are leaving. And as they're leaving, you become aware of them. So don't hold on to them. Don't pay too much attention. Don't imagine that because you're experiencing this, you're going backwards. You're not. Just give yourself some space and remember that you are in a healing process, both physically and emotionally. So if you have an issue that you're facing, that you'd like deep support with from me and from Timewaver Pro, then contact me through my website. Thank you for watching.